Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. Well, yeah, it is Sunday, June 30th. Hell, if you're watching this, it might be Monday, July 1st, but welcome to the High Risk Wrestling Recap. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And without further ado, let's get into the news. Legendary wrestler 2 Cold Scorpio has been arrested for a stabbing incident. This happened at a gas station during a fight up in Kansas City, Missouri. It's a lot. TMZ has the story, but it looks like there's conflicting reports, so we'll see what happens with the 2 Cold Scorpio. And AEW has removed a talent from their roster and has been moved over to the broadcast team, and that would be one Satnam Singh. He is currently not an active competitor, and it looks like he will be doing the commentary for the Indian broadcast. So, well, he keeps training for the ring work. AEW has released a tribute sneaker for one Brody Lee, representing the Dark Order. I missed the Dark Order, man. I hope they come in back on top. But this will be a Reebok Classic Leather collaboration with AEW. It costs $90 and it will be available at Champs, and they look pretty good. This is definitely on top and the backs of the Young Bucks in their new sneaker, which has sold out. And some sad news: legendary Sika, one half of the Wild Samoans, with his tag team partner Alpha, one of the heads of the Anoa'i family, has passed away. This one is tough. The legendary Wild Samoans and their entire family, Roman, Umaga, Rosie, Naomi, Jimmy, Jay, Rikishi, Roman Reigns, and many, many more. The bloodline is strong, and he will be missed. He definitely left an indelible mark on this industry. TNA has signed 2 top indie tag teams. That would be the team of, Sinner and Saint, and they actually worked the recent Philadelphia tapings here in Philly. This is really, really good news. And if you don't know, what we have is Shayna Baszler returning to Bloodsport. Will be going down July 28th in Brooklyn, New York. This will be at Bloodsport 11. Last time she was there, I believe she faced Masha Slamovich and won, and it looks like the collaboration was a success for her to be able to come back. So WWE is letting us ride out. MLW has hired a new executive producer. Former WWE producer Davis Shahadi is now working in MITB. He also worked with TNA as well. He brings over 3 decades of experiences in the wrestling business and has worked with industry leaders in WWE and Impact. So this is going to be really, really good. This is a good get for MITB as they look to build their brand and build their company. But this is very, very good for them. AEW is facing stricter language policies coming from Warner Bros. Discovery. If you watched the most recent episode of Dynamite, you would have seen that there was some bleeps cut out. Maybe this has to do with their new deal, but we'll see what the changes are. I expected this to happen. So we'll see what happens there. And some really surprising news: Dominic Dijakovic is gone from the WWE. They cannot agree to a new contract, and he had a lot of supporters in the company, but he saw the writing on the wall when he was called up in the draft, and he got called up in the draft and nothing was done with him. This is just another wasted talent. In case in point, do not call up people from NXT if you don't have any plans for them. And yet Odyssey Jones is sitting in catering. Let that sink in. Penta El Zero Miedo has let us know that his contract with AEW will be coming up soon. Looks like there's maybe 2 to 3 months left on his deal, and he is open to exploring other options, but he's also very happy in AEW. I truly expect him to re-sign with AEW. And on the injury side of things, Adam Copeland has given us an update. The splint is off. He's got 5 more screws, another plate to be put in, but he's healing well. He's going to be out, I think, for the remainder of the year, but he is healing. He is in good spirits, and that's really, really good to hear. Ludwig Kaiser looks like he got injured in his match on Raw this past week. His match against Braun Breaker looks like he was favoring his arm and his shoulder. We're waiting to hear more about that, the full extent of the injury. He was getting pushed, and it just happened like it was on a suplex. And in some funny injury news, we all thought Buddy Matthews was hurt. No, it was just to take time off so him and Rhea Ripley can get married. So congratulations to them. But that's the news, and we shall be right back with the weekend review. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the weekend review. Monday Night Raw is a simple fuck CM Punk. This show gets a fist. Miz was on commentary as Pat McAfee had a family emergency. So Drew interrupts the show and says, look, he's done with Punk. He's done with the fans that cheer him. He's just done. He says he's going to win Money in the Bank. He tells Adam Pearce, you better put me in Money in the Bank because there was a failure from the top to the bottom and nobody punished CM Punk. So I'm supposed to be punished? Nah, it don't work like that. Chad Gable arrives with a lot of security. There's a lot of security just ringside in general. He says he won't speak of the previous week. Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser ends in a no contest as Sheamus gets involved, but Braun is the last one standing. Liv keeps wooing the Judgment Day. She got some gifts and a whole bunch of stuff for the clubhouse, and Damian Priest wants to know why hasn't Braun Strowman been dealt with. He has been a constant thorn in the Judgment Day's side. Braun Breaker wants an Intercontinental Championship match, and Sami will give it to him at Money in the Bank. Lara Valkyria defeated Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Drew McIntyre tells Pierce he needs to do the right thing, period. Liv Morgan wants Dom to come to her, but Zelina comes out instead. Dom doesn't want anything to do with Liv, and Zelina thinks Liv isn't taking anything seriously, so they all fight, and Rey Mysterio comes out to break them up, and Dom pushes Rey. Liv tricks R-Truth into giving the Judgment Day a tag team title match. This won't bite them in the ass, will it? Chad Gable defeated Braun Strowman and Braun Strowman to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. After the match, Nikki Cross came out and gave a box to Michael Cole that was addressed to Pat McAfee. Gable just skedaddled. He just left. There was a VHS tape in the box. Chad Gable wants his team back, but they decline. Maxine says she'll talk to them and see what's up. And the Creeds and Ivy now offer their support to Chad Gable. Alba Fire and Aladon defeated Katana, Chance, and Caden Carter. Damage Control attacked them all after the match. Liv Morgan leaves the Judgment Day's clubhouse as Damian Priest is coming, and he wants to know, what's up? Why is she here? And Priest is like, dog, what's going on? And Finn says she got his tag team title match. So that calmed Priest. Priest and Seth up to ante. So if Seth wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day, and if Priest wins, Seth can't challenge him as long as he is champion. And then Gunther comes out and reminds both of them that no matter what, he got next. And the VHS tape is an interview between Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas, and it's really, really powerful stuff, and it touches on pretty much everything that everybody's been talking about with the Wyatt Six. Using Bray's legacy, asking Bo how he felt when his brother died, and it's some really good stuff. I highly recommend going to check it out. Kofi Kingston lost to Karrion Kross, but I don't think this is over between them and the New Day in the main event. The Judgment Day win the tag team titles after Liv Morgan tricked R-Truth again. Yeah, but I think Miz and Truth are going to get it back at SummerSlam. Over on Dynamite, we got the Forbidden Door Go Home show. This show gets a thumbs up. MJF and Daniel Garcia enjoy the adulation of the crowd because they are in Buffalo. They offer each other, some words of wisdom and some kind regards, and MJF offers Dan Garcia a match at All In, but before Garcia can come to a decision, Will Ospreay comes out, completely ignores MJF, which pisses him off, and he offers not only an international championship match that they will be having the following week, but he says he's going to give him a world title match too, and then just leaves, completely ignoring MJF. MJF was not happy about this, and before Garcia can make his decision, MJF just wished him the best of luck, and that was it. Swerve says Ospreay has a focus problem. The Los Ingobernables de Japan beat the BCC by DQ, which was just stupid, and everyone ended up brawling, and then Naito brawls with Mox, and Danielson stops Shingo Takagi for continuing to beat on Wheeler Yuta. Jay White beat Ray Fenix to advance at the Owen, and the Patriarchy and Bang Bang Gang have some words with each other. The Elite hype themselves up, hype up Jack Perry, saying he will walk away as the new TNT champion. And the Acclaim says they'll win gold. Billy Gunn announces that Tanahashi will be the Acclaim's partner for the pay-per-view to counteract Okada, since how they are the two great rivals of New Japan. The conglomeration are ready for all comers. Tony Storm, Mariah May, and Mina Shirakawa defeated the Outcast. Mina accidentally smashed a champagne bottle on Mariah May's hit. Mercedes Moné will be ringside for Stephanie Vicaria's collision match. Chris Jericho thinks Minoru Suzuki will be their third after Keith Lee was injured by Samoa Joe and crew, but Suzuki wants to face Jericho, and a brawl breaks out after Jericho slapped Samoa Joe. Like, why would you slap Samoa Joe, dog? Zack Sabre Jr. tapped out Kyle O'Reilly in a really solid match. The Kingdom and Roderick Strong check on KOR and with Orange Cassidy, and the Team DK comes out and backs up Zack Sabre Jr. and Ishii backs up Orange Cassidy. Remember, they were in Chaos together. Ospreay and Swerve beat the Gates of Agony. After the match, Swerve laid out Ospreay with a house call, a really brutal house call after Ospreay just snatched the world title from Swerve, and Swerve was not having an over impact with building towards Slammiversary. The show gets a fist. So Jordan Grace versus Ash by Elegance for the title will go down at Slammiversary. It was supposed to go down on Impact, but Ash's concierge got it changed to Slammiversary, and then Jordan Grace crosses paths with Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards as she's making her way to the back. I think we know what's next. Masha beat Zaya Brookside after distractions from Alicia Edwards. AJ Francis is the new international heavyweight champion after he bought the title. So this ties into like his whole collection gimmick. Remember the thing he was doing with WWE? It's good. It's really, really good. It just works. Lars Fredrickson tells Danny Luna and Jody that they'll get right by facing each other. Mustafa Ali challenges Speedball to a match with the title on the line after Speedball ruined Ali's homecoming. ABC beat Jake Something and Cody Deaner and the Rascals. Trust the System. Once again, they are always on top. Steve Maclin beat Sami Callihan. Kushida beat Island Angels. Jonathan Gresham came out attacking Kushida after the match, but security came out clad in medical masks and gloves to break them up. Nick Nemeth in the main event defeated Rich Swann. Over on SmackDown, you must acknowledge the new tribal chief. This show gets a thumbs up. So we open up with the Bloodline coming out, but Randy, KO, and Cody were not having it, and we just got a fight of fights, and they were just beating the holy hell out of each other. They're going to have a 6-man tag at Money in the Bank. Tiffany Stratton qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match after beating Jade Cargill and Candice LeRae. Indy took Jade out of the match. Blair Davenport tells Bayley that her days as champion are numbered. Meechin wants Nia, and the Profits want the Bloodline. They're Pretty Deadly return, so we're going to get Pretty Deadly versus the Street Profits next week. So Cole listens to the Wise Man says, listen, I know what you said about Jacob Fatu. He is not here. LA Knight qualifies for the Money in the Bank ladder match after beating Logan Paul and Santos Escobar. There was some theatrics with Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton, who were both ringside. It still fucked the Knicks. Mello tells Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin that, people are talking about, and Who else is qualified for Love Bake on SmackDown? I forget who it is, but to bet on him. Period. Naomi beat Blair Davenport and Indy Hartwell to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Jade Carter got some revenge against Indy Hartwell. DIY says they'll get the tag team titles in the Grayson Waller attack. And in the main event segment, this was this ceremony to induct Jacob Fatu into the Bloodline. First of all, his entrances are banging, right? And then Solo tells the crowd, Madison Square Garden, to acknowledge him. And Paul Heyman almost lost it. And then he has the other three members of the Bloodline acknowledge him. And then he asks the wise man, who he loves, to acknowledge him. And Paul does it. And then when he doesn't, he immediately catches a Samoan spike, gets a flying headbutt, and then he gets a shield powerbomb through the announce table. Yeah, I think you just made Roman Reigns a huge babyface. This was so good and so well done. Over on Rampage, Orange Cassidy defeated the Outrunners. The Learning Tree will have a partner. Jericho knows who he's got. Gabe Kidd and Roderick Strong beat the Infantry. El Phantasmo beat AR Fox to qualify for the TNT ladder match. Deonna Purrazzo is pissed that Shida is in the Owen. Shingo Takagi defeated Dalton Castle handily, I might add. And Queen Aminata beat Skye Blue in a fantastic match. Red Velvet made the save for her partner after Skye Blue kept beating on Queen Aminata. Over Collision, this is the Forbidden Door Go Home show. This show gets a thumbs up. So Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii defeated TMDK. We had a Hangman video package airing. Is the Hangman coming back? Is he the wild card for the Elite? The Elite did say they do have a wild card for the Owen. And that wild card is also facing Jeff Jarrett. And we got a Jeff Jarrett interview as well during the show, just about his friendship with Owen Hart. Stephanie Vaquera beat Lady Frost, and then Zeus's jumped Mercedes Moné, who was ringside for the match, and Vaquera stood tall after she helped her partner, which is Zeus's. Death Triangle says they'll be teaming with Mystico at the pay-per-view. Serena Deeb won a squash match and says, look, you know the words, you know the story, I got to get better, I am the best, and I got to keep proving that I'm the best. And she puts a challenge out, and the call is answered by Riho. Jeff Cobb is the third man for the Learning Tree as Samoa Joe and crew attacked them, and he had a brawl throughout the arena. Hachicero won a squash match. Daniel Garcia beat the Butcher in the battle for Buffalo, because they're both from Buffalo. This was good. The crowd loved it and ate it up. Ospreay tells the family that he wants to do it alone, but he asks Kyle Fletcher for some support since Swerve won't be alone for the weigh-in. Jack Perry refuses to wrestle, but Christopher Daniels tells him that if he doesn't wrestle, there'll just be consequences like being pulled from the ladder match. Hikaru Shida defeated Deonna Purrazzo to advance in the Owen, and Deonna wasn't having it, so it kept attacking Shida after the match until Thunder Rosa came out to make the save. We had an amazing Tony Storm promo, which was a play on the poem that's on the Statue of Liberty. Go check it out. The ladder match heels beat the ladder match faces in a brawl ensues. In the main event segment, Will Ospreay laid out Swerve after Swerve made another underhanded comment about Ospreay and his family, and Ospreay just hit this nigga with the biggest of hidden blades. This was really good. Our matches of the week from NXT, we got the Tag Team Turmoil match from Dynamite, Jay White versus Ray Phoenix in an open Owen Hart Foundation tournament match, first round match. Check that out. Also from Dynamite, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Gates of Agony. From Impact, Steve Maclin versus Sami Callihan. Also from Impact, Nick Nemeth versus Rich Swann. From Smackdown, LA Knight versus Logan Paul versus Santos Escobar in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. And probably my favorite match out of this list from Rampage, Queen Aminata versus Skye. Blue, just some great fun wrestling. In our star of the week, gotta give it to the Bloodline for what they did to Paul Heyman. Fantastic. But that is the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Coming up this week, we got a list of the best matches of the year so far. We got a Let's Talk About It, new WWE tournaments. We're going to dive into that. We got a High Wrestling podcast this coming Friday. It's the Money in the Bank preview show. And we got a couple more lists. The top tag teams of the year so far, top factions of the year so far, and then the downsides of the WWE draft, which is another episode of the Wrestling Podcast. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. But that is our show, and I will see you when I see you. Peace.